Live from Ball State University. News for the campus community and all of Delaware County. This is Newslink, Indiana.
Walls are going up and trucks are rolling in as progress continues on the new development in the village. Good evening, I'm Robert Connett.
And I'm Allison Edmonds. Thank you for joining us. The Village project is well underway, and Newslink Indiana reporter Zach Huffman has more.
The village right off of Ball State University's campus is experiencing a $60 million renovation. Now, part of that renovation comes from the parking garage that is being built directly behind me. But the other part of that renovation comes from what they call themselves, quote, the ultimate in luxury student housing, Village Promenade.
Construction is underway at the corner of University Avenue and Dill Street for two 4-story buildings. Both are being used for commercial and residential use, along with a public parking garage for the Muncie community. The residential use, known as Village Promenade, is unlike any other apartment complex, says employee Stormy Kirby.
We do gear towards young professionals, so it's nothing like Muncie's ever seen. We're not like any of the other apartment communities, so we're really excited to be a part of the village.
The apartment complex is priding itself off of its amenities, including full kitchens, hardwood floors, and much more. The first floor of the two buildings will consist of commercial space, while the remaining 3 floors are for residential use. The apartment complex stated that they are taking their time with this project, which is scheduled to open on August 16th of 2014.
Other properties, they were built in 3 or 4 months, newer properties around here. It's going to overall take us over a year by the time August comes to have completed everything, but you can't rush perfection.
Although the Village Promenade could not tell us prices at this time, they did state that it is competitive with both BSU housing and other leasing entities throughout the area. Reporting live from the village, Zach Huffman, Newslink, Indiana.
Village Promenade will be completed on August the 16th, 2014. They are currently accepting applications to lease the apartments.
A new Muncie development, including Dick's Sporting Goods, is expected to bring 100 to 120 construction jobs. Delaware County Commissioners President Todd Donati says the new store will also mean an additional 30 to 40 full-time jobs. The project is located on the 600 block of East Magalia Road. The Muncie Redevelopment Commission will see the full proposal for the Dick's Sporting Goods development at its meeting at 9 a.m. Friday in the Muncie Mayor's office.
Indiana lawmakers met with Muncie residents today to discuss a new program to deal with abandoned homes in the city. Newslink Indiana's Jacob Burbrink has more.
The forum, which was held from 6 to 7 this evening, is the third in a series of forums held by the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority after receiving more than $221 million to help struggling Hoosier families pay their mortgages. The 2010 census shows that Muncie has nearly 2,900 vacant housing units. Senator Jim Merritt said abandoned homes are an issue that not only affects the neighborhoods they are in, but the state as a whole.
And when you look at it, it's not just a rural problem, it's an urban problem too. Everybody in the state has situations with vacant property, abandoned homes, vacant commercial property. And what we're trying to do is get out into the state and listen to people on issues such as this.
Well, I tell you what, Allison, it's getting colder throughout this week.
You
we
know,
have warm temperatures, and now I'm like wearing my coat. It's insane.
I'm really disliking the weather here, Rob.
I'm really hoping maybe there might be a turnaround, keep the roller coaster going, possibly.
I don't think so.
I don't know. We'll have to find out what Nick Fauser has to say. We'll send it over to Nick at the weather wall.
Oh, yeah. Well, unfortunately, it is going to be colder outside. So right now, looking at the temperatures, we have 42 for our current temperature with winds in the south to southeast at 6 miles per hour. It feels like 38 degrees, a little bit cooler right now, but we have a dew point right now at 30. Now, as you can see right now, we have a low pressure system that's making its way into Indiana. We will be seeing rain showers throughout the overnight hour into the next couple of days, and possibly we will be even seeing some snow. Not only will I have that for you, but we might also expect to see some Arctic temperatures. I will have that for you in just a little bit. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nick. The state of Indiana will not honor President Obama's plea to extend individuals' insurance policies for 1 more year. Indiana Insurance Commissioner Stephen Robertson says he will not ask insurers to restore plans canceled because of the federal health care law. Robertson said Wednesday that insurers have spent months phasing out old plans and that he cannot force them to restore the canceled plans. The state estimates 108,000 residents lost coverage because of the new law. The canceled plans are the latest wrinkle in a flawed beginning to the Affordable Health Care Act, and troubles with the online federal exchange have persisted since it opened.
A proposal is making its way through Indianapolis City County Council that would increase the city's restrictions on panhandling. The proposal passed through the Rules and Public Policy Committee Tuesday night by a vote of 5-2. It would ban activities like cup shaking, sign holding, and street performing for money in certain locations. These locations would include areas within 50 feet of bank entrances, parking meters, and ATMs, as well as bus stops, sidewalk cafes, crosswalks, trails, and underpasses. The City County Council will make a final decision about the proposal on December the 9th.
Some Indiana farming organizations will be reaping the benefits of a major federal grant designed to help locally grown food find its way to the lunch trays of Hoosier school children. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is giving the state $100,000 to fund 2 years of cooperation between the Indiana Farm to School Network, the Hoosier Harvest Market, and nearly 40 school districts in central Indiana. The grant is designed in hopes that the Indiana Department of Health will be able to develop farm-to-school programs throughout the state.
By day, she works to help budding architects make beautiful buildings, but by night, she's putting paintbrushes to canvases, making beautiful paintings. We'll introduce you to her next.
And the 50th anniversary of the JFK assassination is this week. Even though most Ball State students weren't around to experience it firsthand, they can relive it in real time. We'll explain after the break.
This is Newslink, Indiana.
Did you know an artist fairly well known in the Muncie community works here at Ball State?
Well, believe it or not, particular painter isn't even in the art department. Newslink's Ashley Lohman is live at Kennedy Library, where this artist has a watercolor collection on display.
Thanks, guys. The library closed at 8 o'clock tonight, but members of the community can still come out and look at the artwork of Cindy Norick Turner until the end of December. Turner has been working in the Visual Resources collection at the College of Architecture and Planning for 23 years. However, she says that she's been passionate about painting for the last 8 years.
I started painting in 2005 as a result of my husband giving me lessons for Christmas.
It was her first teacher, Brian Gordy, who encouraged her to get her work out there.
He was really big about art is for you, but it's also meant to be shared.
Turner tried to show off her talent at multiple venues, including Kennedy Library. Turner says working in the architecture library actually played a role in inspiring her to paint the historic Muncie pieces currently on display.
I thought it would be a lot like art, which it is not, but the good thing about it is I kind of fell in love with buildings then.
Her inspiration came from a mixture of her work with archived image slides of old buildings and her nostalgia for the past.
Yeah, these are like old friends, some of these pictures of these buildings, but I would do it for myself and record some history that people that don't live here anymore don't get to see.
Turner started teaching a basic water class of her own last spring.
I really feel strongly that everyone can be an artist to a certain degree, but they have to learn how to see properly. And so I really concentrate on that with my students.
Jenny Irving, one of her students, says she enjoys the lessons she has learned so far.
She's been very good at helping you really to see the world in a different way, so it's been a lot of fun.
Turner's watercolor class will be ending next month, but she will most likely be teaching another in the spring. The course has an emphasis on using different colors to depict what the eyes are seeing. And again, if you would like to take a look at her work here at Kennedy Library, you're welcome to do so until the end of December. Live in Muncie, Ashley Lohman, Newslink, Indiana.
Thanks, Ashley. Turner also shares her works of art on her Facebook fan page, Cindy Norick Turner Watercolor, and you can also find her on Flickr. This year marks the 50th anniversary of John F. Kennedy's assassination. Ball State is hosting a tribute to JFK this Friday at 1:40 p.m. Archive video will roll for students just as Americans saw it on TV 50 years ago. Students will get to hear Walter Cronkite read the first bulletin from Dallas. The event will be in the Letterman lobby this Friday starting at 1:15 p.m. The event is presented by Ball State's Department of Telecommunications with assistance from CBS News and Wish TV in Indianapolis.
John F. Kennedy established a modern version of the Medal of Freedom, but died before the first presentation. Today, President Obama awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom to 16 people during ceremonies. Among the recipients of the nation's highest civilian honor, former President Bill Clinton, iconic talk show host Oprah Winfrey, and late astronaut Sally Ride. Obama said that Ride, the first American woman in space, showed America's daughters, including his very own, that they can set their sights high. The president will later headline a dinner at the American History Museum that will honor all of this year's recipients.
And now a time for a look at daily headlines from around the area. Ball State's source for online news, The Daily. I'm Victoria Wilson. One Ball State professor involved in a same-sex relationship gives his thoughts on Ball State University's stance about HJR 6, a proposed amendment to Indiana's Constitution that says only marriage between one man and one woman shall be valid or recognized in Indiana. 3 Ball State professors will take you back in time when they remember when President John F. Kennedy was assassinated November 22, 1963, and the impact it had on them. Cedar Crest homeowners discuss property damage from Sunday's storm. Cedar Crest was the hardest hit neighborhood in Kokomo from 2 F2 tornadoes. For these stories and more from Newslink, WCRD, SportsLink, and The Daily, go to bsudaily.com.
Thousands of people are still recovering from a devastating flood in Colorado in September, but those who don't have a livable home yet are still having to pay their utility bills. As Brandon Ritterman explains, the issue is just adding to their burden.
2 months later, and the town of Lyons is still digging out.
Riverfront property.
Inside John Carter's house, this light fixture is about the only thing that looks normal. Workers ripped out so much, John can give you the whole tour from one spot.
Yes, basically was the living room. This was kind of a dining area. Kitchen. My bedroom.
He called 9 News after this bill showed up for $127 from the town of Lyons for electric, water, and sewer since the flood.
I'm getting charged for something I'm not using.
The mayor says what's on John's bill isn't a charge for services, it's the base fee.
Even when you're on vacation, you pay the base fee. It's the fee that keeps the system available for you.
9 News called other towns hit by the floods. Estes Park will waive its base fee for unusable homes with a written request. Boulder will disconnect your service if you ask them for no charge. But here in Lyons, the infrastructure, including this sewage treatment plant, took such a beating that the mayor says they just can't afford to waive the base fees. In this small town, the damage is too widespread.
We're the owners of the electric, water, and sewer system here in Lyons. And as owners of that, we have to fund the repair of that.
Mayor Julie Van Dommelen says the city needs base fees to pay its share. John is fine with a reasonable base fee, but argues
they're charging me usage.
And on one item, he's right. Sewage.
Yeah, because you don't meter sewer.
The town charges each home a flat $16, then adds an amount for usage based on the average water consumption. That makes John's sewer bill about $84 a month. He'd like that dropped to $16 while he's out of the house.
And I'm not in the position to donate to help put the town back together.
The town manager will ask the board to decide that very issue, to give people like John one less thing to be uncertain about.
The town of Lyons estimates it has about $50 million of damage to public property and estimates the government will have to pay for about $6 million of that total. Well, get your mittens and your sweaters ready. I'm already knitting mine. It's getting cold this weekend.
And we could even be talking about snow for this Saturday. We'll tell you how much we're looking for after the break.
This is Newslink, Indiana.
Sweaters, gloves, coats,
earmuffs,
Uggs.
Definitely.
Got them all? Ready for the cold?
Think so. Just about.
We're going to throw it over to Nick Fauser, going to tell us exactly how cold it's supposed to be for the rest of this week. Nick?
Well, hey, before you do that, if I were you, I recommend that you bring the umbrella and bring the rain, because that's coming. But hey, right now looking at the average high today, we had 47 and 25 was for the low. Our average temperature is 49 with 33 as our average. Right now, the record that was set back in 69 was 14 degrees for the low temperature. Currently, right now, we're seeing Denver at 46 degrees, Phoenix here at 72, Las Vegas 62, 63 for Dallas, 46 for St. Louis. Now looking what's going on in Indiana right now, we have 42 degrees in Muncie, 42 in Lafayette, 46 in Indianapolis, and Bloomington. We right now have 47 degrees. High temperatures, we have 47 in Muncie, 46 in Indianapolis, 51 in Bloomington. South Bend, you're looking at 43 degrees. Right now looking again, we will be having rain showers that will be moving into Indiana throughout the overnight hours into the morning. So for your morning commute right now, you'll be seeing by 7 a.m., 42 degrees. By 12 p.m. into 4 p.m., rain, 46, 49. Right now, looking at that 7-day forecast, Thursday, expect rain showers, and even into Friday. But Saturday, that's when we expect to see a couple snow flurries here and there with a high of 32 degrees. Sunday, 25. And then looking into the rest of the week, we'll be seeing 34 degrees with cloudy skies.
That sounds bitter.
That's cold.
Yeah, very cold.
Cold.
Yep, I will be bundling up. Hopefully you guys will be doing the same.
Yeah, we're ready for it. We're ready for it.
All right, tonight the women's basketball team is taking on our neighbors to the south. Find out how they fared against Evansville.
And the women volleyball team getting ready for their biggest weekend of the season. John Chapman has all this and more coming up next in.
This is Newslink, Indiana.
Welcome back to Newslink, Indiana. I'm Jonathan Chapman with your Newslink Sports. The Ball State women's basketball team is in Evansville tonight to take on in-state rival Purple Aces. The Cardinals seek their first victory of the season after starting 0-2 in last year's matchup. Ball State fell to Evansville 54-45. Second-year head coach Brady Saleh looks to right the ship tonight and continue his success after leading the Cardinals to a number 2 seed in last year's Mid-American Conference tournament. Junior guard Brittany Carter leads the team with 18 points per game. The Ball State Cardinals lost tonight by a final score of 82-69 in Evansville. Now to the volleyball court, where the Ball State Cardinals are preparing to take on Mid-American Conference tournament this weekend in Geneva, Ohio. The Cardinals are the number 3 seed after finishing the season with a record of 24-7 overall, while finishing 12-4 in MAC play. The Cardinals' first game of the tournament comes this Friday night against 6th seed Western Michigan at 7 o'clock. The Cardinals finished their season with a victory in Western Michigan in 4 sets last Saturday in Kalamazoo. Every game the Cardinals are in can be heard live on WCRD Radio, where our very own Rob Connett, Andy Wright, and Drew Boggs have the call. Now in high school sports, the Yorktown girls basketball team hosted Alexandra Monroe for their home opener last night. The Tigers are now 2-0 on the season after their 72-32 victory. Yorktown jumped out to a quick 20-4 lead after the first quarter and never looked back. Lights out shooting led the way for Yorktown, who sank 10 shots from beyond the arc. Junior Katie Johnson led the way with 16 points and shot a perfect 3 for 3 from three-point range. And it was a big day for the women's golf team, who had 3 Indiana top recruits sign letters of intent. Morgan Nadaline, Mary Ellen Romero, and Kayla Adamson each signed to play for head coach Catherine Mowat next year. The ladies came to Ball State with very impressive resumes. Nadaline won the Indiana State Junior Championship this year, while Romero finished second by 1 stroke in the IHSAA State Championship. Adamson also impressed after leading Marion High School to 4 sectional championships and tying for 13th at the IHSAA State Championship. Also, the Pacers are in action tonight as they take on the New York Knicks. The game is currently in the 4th quarter with 3 minutes left, and Indiana has taken the lead 82-81.
All right, sounds good, John. Thank you very much. All right. Coming up, Black Friday deals are already starting. You gotta be kidding me.
No, and a communications school in Boston is getting a classy makeover for a day. We'll return.
This is Newslink, Indiana.
Welcome back for Newslink Entertainment. I'm Sierra Gillespie. This evening, Sirsa Hall welcomed a jazz ensemble. Relson C. Morgie Craig performed alongside Phil Doyle. Craig has previously worked with the Ball State Band program, whereas Doyle has performed on both the Today Show and the Ellen DeGeneres Show. The duo performed a compilation of saxophone pieces. Other upcoming events include a chamber choir concert tomorrow at 7:30 and a violinist performing this Friday at 3. Both events are free. Though many retail stores have already expanded their holiday shopping hours to Thanksgiving, Muncie's Black Friday shopping is starting even earlier. With only 4 weeks between this year's Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, many stores have started their sales earlier this year. Doorbusters are already available this week at stores like Sears and Kmart. Cyber Monday is starting early as well, with stores like Walmart already offering online deals only. There's still time to sign up for Indianapolis's first Go Santa Go 5K race. The race is set for November 30th at the White River State Park. Contestants are encouraged to dress like Santa as they run. An individual award within the race goes to the runner with the best Santa costume as well. The theme race will start spreading Christmas cheer early and will also have a Toys for Tots donation box for charity.
Thank you, Sierra. Finally tonight, it's kind of a big deal. Emerson College in Boston is changing the name of its School of Communication on December 4th to the Ron Burgundy School of Communication. That's only for one day, but the school will honor the fictitious character for the release of Anchorman 2. Will Ferrell himself is scheduled to make an appearance at Emerson College as a screening of the new film will be shown after the dedication. That's
crazy,
awesome.
crazy.
Good movie.
Well, that's it for this edition of Newslink Indiana. The conversation continues online on Facebook and our Twitter. For our weatherman, Nick Fowler, I'm Allison Edmonds.
And for John Chapman, I'm Robert Connett. You stay classy, Muncie.